Welcome, everyone. My name is Zach. This is the West Coast Podcast. Of course, if you're not familiar, we cover wrestling, music, TV, comics, and gaming. We do it all. But this weekend is a very special weekend. It is the weekend that leads into WrestleMania weekend, and it is my favorite pay-per-view of the entire year, the Royal Rumble. Tonight, we are going to talk about the whole card. We're going to break it down match by match. We're even going to talk about Kai and IShow. So we're going to do all that. We're going to talk about the entire show while SmackDown is on right now. So get your predictions in. And who do you think is going to be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble this year? Let us know, because I have a few picks, and one of them, it's a far-fetched pick, but I think it's going to be the surprise of the Royal Rumble. We have some people that might be coming back that have been rumored. Not so much surprises, right? But my one pick for the men's Royal Rumble is going to be the surprise of tomorrow night. It is going to be a big one, so get your surprises in. Oh, I can't wait. I love this pay-per-view so much, and we're going to stream it live right here on the channel. Eric, Knock, and myself, all three of us are back, and we can't wait to do it with you live. This is it. SmackDown on right now. It's Friday night, Indianapolis. Hot spot to be this weekend. Right now, we're live right here in Hollywood, California. A lot going on. The last day of January. Tomorrow kicks off February and kicks off WrestleMania season with the Royal Rumble. What are your thoughts on it? I mean, it's a simple card. It's a nice, simple card, and that's fine by me, because they've been talking about it all week, how stacked this Royal Rumble is, how many big main eventers there are in this one, and even Triple H during a presser today, live in front of the Indianapolis crowd, said that this is probably the biggest and most stacked Royal Rumble that he's ever been a part of or known or whatever. The point is, it's not bogged down with a bunch of matches in here. And I'm very happy that there's a tag team match, because I'm not a big fan of breaking up tag teams and having them come out one by one in the Royal Rumble. I like individual people in here. And Triple H said anyone from anywhere could appear at the Royal Rumble. How exciting is that? All right. Get your predictions in. We're going to cover this whole thing. And of course, we'll sprinkle in some pop culture stuff in there as well. There's some Scream news. There's some PlayStation news. There's a whole bunch of news out there in the pop culture world. And if you got anything you want to talk about, put it in the chat. It's Friday night. We're just hanging out. Again, my name is Zach. Thank you for being a part of the stream. And let's get a kick in here. Let's start talking about the Royal Rumble. I'm going to talk about the Royal Rumble matches last, and of course the men's last, because I do believe that is going to headline the pay-per-view tomorrow, because that's going to set up the main event for WrestleMania. All right, let's get into match number one. This is going to be a hot one. I do believe this will probably happen second on the show tomorrow night. In my order, just so you know, here's my order of how the pay-per-view is probably going to go. 1, the women's Royal Rumble. 2, Cody versus KO in the ladder match. 3, you're going to get the streamers fighting each other, doing whatever they're going to do. Then you're going to get the tag team 2 out of 3 falls match. Then after that, the men's Royal Rumble. That is going to have what I think is going to be a surprise of the night. But let's get into it with match number 1, Cody versus KO. Cody's putting his title up. KO is putting his fake title up that he took from Cody, that Cody just borrowed for Saturday night's main event. Ladder match. I'm very excited for a ladder match. That is so big time for a Royal Rumble, because WWE used to book the Royal Rumble matches or match itself and then just have a bunch of filler in there. This is going to be a spectacle. That's all I asked for in between the Royal Rumble matches, is a spectacle. This is a big, hard-fought match between two guys who can do this kind of thing. If you look at KO on the Indies, he was just killing it with the ladder matches and all sorts of shit. Cody, this is going to be one that is a test for him, and I would like to see Cody drop the belt to KO. And of course, I'd like to see KO fight Sami Zayn, whatever. I doubt that's going to happen, but that's what I'd like to see here. There's a lot to talk about with this match, just because KO, Knock brought this up on the show last week, but KO is always kind of the filler guy during the Rumble pay-per-view. You know, fought Roman twice, lost twice, did a whole bunch of other stuff, but that is KO's spot apparently once it comes to Royal Rumble season. I'd like for that to change. But you have two big bookends on the pay-per-view. I can't see a huge title change, big win for someone and a huge loss for someone else happen in between on a card. I just can't see it. I gotta say, Cody Rhodes is going to retain. And KO, you filled in another slot. I love KO. He's filling another slot during this Royal Rumble as well. So that's my prediction. Let me know yours. And if you're not watching live, leave them in the comments. But Kevin Owens will put on one hell of a fight right here in the Royal Rumble. But that's it. Maybe he'll snap, go off the rails, and lead into his WrestleMania opponent. But Cody Rhodes is probably going to be taking this one easily. Not easily. I misspoke right there. It's going to be a hell of a match. He's going to be pretty banged up after this. Next match, this is going to be, I think, the in-between filler, in between this past match and the next match, the tag match. IShowSpeed and Kai. I hope this isn't a match. I feel like this is going to be a match, and I could see IShowSpeed even wearing that little outfit. I don't know if this is going to be a backstage segment. I have no idea what this is going to be. I'm just glad these two are not in the Rumble just because the roster is so huge. They have a partnership with TNA. So these Rumble matches need to go the distance, and I do believe that this, between streamers, needs to be condensed. Maybe to clean up the ring after Cody and KO and go into the tag match from there. I think that's going to be the case for this, and that's fine. That's what we're using this for. Celebrities not in the Rumble, I'm all for it. And they're doing this outside the Rumble and gives people time to get set up, get production time to set up. I have no prediction on what's going to happen for this because I have no idea what the whole storyline is with this other than just two very popular streamers fighting each other. I bet IShowSpeed wears that Prime outfit again or something happens. Who knows? Maybe Jake Paul will pull an IShowSpeed, surprise everyone wearing the Prime outfit, and help him out. Who knows? I have no idea. I don't really care about this. This is going to be a great time to grab a snack, unless you're a fan of these two. Let's get into the next match, though, that I think is going to be right before this match is going to be right before the tag match. 2 out of 3 falls. Motor City Machine Guns against DIY. I'm very excited for this. I'm so happy that there is a solid tag match on the Royal Rumble card. Again, a very minimal Royal Rumble card. That's what we need when we're doing solid matches. On the ladder match for the championship, and a 2 out of 3 tag falls match with two of the best tag teams we've seen. I've said this on our show before. I think Triple H brought in Motor City Machine Guns to rebuild the tag division around. Not necessarily to just give the belts to, which he already did, but the point is, it's for the sake of having like a center around where your tag team is. These guys have been around the block in TNA and elsewhere on the Indies, so I've seen both these guys live on the Indies too. They're fantastic. So I cannot wait to see this match. Of course, Johnny and Ciampa, they went on these tag team runs and solo runs in NXT, and now it's time for them to finally grab the attention of the main roster audience, because as they both kind of came in, they're both trying to find their ways. Both put on great matches on the main roster, but the point is, this is where they're going to cement themselves as a huge tag team, putting on awesome matches, and it's going to make people say, I want to see DIY. And I think they're going to take the win in this one. Motor City Machine Guns, maybe something happens. I do believe, I'll call it for my prediction's sake, Pretty Deadly will interfere, help out DIY, and maybe that leads into a feud. And maybe Pretty Deadly finally puts on their musical. I don't know, but that's my prediction. Let me know yours in the comments below. Oh, this is going to be fun. 2 out of 3 falls sounds like it's going to be a long match too, but think about it. Maybe this match and the Cody match is about half an hour each, and each Rumble match now has time to breathe beyond just like the hour and a half. It could go a full 2 hours each. It's going to be a long night, but an enjoyable one. I love this pay-per-view so much. All right, we're in the 3rd hour of SmackDown. If you are watching live, let me know how the show is so far. Got some friends there tonight in Indianapolis. They say it's a pretty decent crowd. They're hot, and sometimes they're not. So we'll see how they are tomorrow night. That is the big thing, too, about a lot of what happens during the Royal Rumble is the crowd participation, whether it's chants, pops, and cheers. They always turn out, because Royal Rumble is one of those pay-per-views that people turn out for from all over the world, and they go see. This is going to be the biggest non-WrestleMania pay-per-view in the United States ever. It's already surpassed 60,000. I think it's up to 64,000 already. It could hit 65,000, cementing it in the history books. I'm excited for the crowd pops that everyone's going to get, of course, for the Royal Rumble matches. So when we talk about the matches, we're going to do two things. One, we're going to talk about the matches and the participants and see who's going to win. Then after that, we'll talk about the surprises for each match. A lot of stuff going on in these matches, man. A lot of storylines in these matches. This sets up WrestleMania for so many people, and it's not just the main event anymore, and then like people getting shoehorned into matches like it was for VKM. This sets up everyone from WrestleMania and onward. There are storylines going into it that we get to talk about with everyone too, so it's not just chasing the title with everyone. And I like this year how they have kind of announced people for these Rumbles, but they haven't fully did the cheesy way how people announce. But there's so many main eventers in both of these Rumbles. I don't know who to pick. Look at this lineup right here. Just in the poster. This isn't even showing Penta. This isn't even showing what was that? Jake Paul. Logan Paul. All right, let's get into the Women's Royal Rumble match. This is what is going to kick off the show, in my opinion. We just talked about Cody and KO. We talked about the tag match, and we talked about the YouTubers, IShowSpeed and Kai Cenat. Those are going to be all in between what we're really here for. And I think the booking of this shows that Triple H understands that these are the matches that we're here for, and this is the reason we love the pay-per-view. The Women's Royal Rumble match, one of these years it'll kick off. I think it'll, one of these years it'll headline the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I think it'll do that after the Bloodline is done. The Bloodline, I like the Bloodline storyline a lot. It's just the Bloodline is taking up a lot of main event spots. Someone just said this on, was it Drew to Paul Heyman when they unveiled the 2K25 thing, how the Bloodline has just taken out over so many spots in main events the past like 4, 5, 6, 7, 20 years. But that is whenever that is done, that is when I do believe the women will finally main event a Royal Rumble spot and possibly get more main events in WrestleMania. Can we please have a women's main event in WrestleMania? We'll see who they pick in this Rumble match. Got to have another women's main event, not more tag teams on The Rock. The biggest Royal Rumble ever. Yes, Phantom X. Are you excited? Are you so pumped? Get your predictions in, because right now we're going to talk the women's match and the women's match surprises. Oh, I'm so excited. WWE's huge right now. Even Kai Cenat is going to be there. Yo, man, we talked about it. This is going to be... Do you have any predictions for this? Since you are very aware of who he is and what he's about, do you have any predictions as to what this is going to be? Because I don't, Phantom. I am clueless on what this is going to be. Let me put myself over there. Get your... this has to be done in the ring. And also... IShowSpeed has been given access to stream the entire Royal Rumble event. I don't know how that works. Maybe they have they have enough people in charge that they can have his account be able to stream it and kind of link it up. But man, I'd love to be able to stream that. We are going to stream it together though, so be sure to join us on Sunday. Eric, Knock, and myself, all three of us, we're going to be here Saturday. Was this Sunday? I'm old. That's when pay-per-views used to be. You should run into the Rumble while live streaming. See, that'd be cool. That's good. I do believe that they're going to have their own separate match, though, based on what is said. So I think it's going to happen in the middle of the card. But Triple H got the different. Did he really? Because that makes sense. Kids are hipper than I am. That's all I know. These two, they could stream opening the door, opening a window, and get millions of hits. Good move by their part. I'll say this. No shade, but shade. Better than the Cost Kardashians showing up at your pay-per-view, which they're going to do here in LA for the next AEW one. Oh, yeah, can you dig it? The boys are back together, all three of us, tomorrow night. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to break it up. We're just doing the Rumble matches. We've got some stuff going on, so we need that time in between. But that is time for all of us to just kind of enjoy the matches and then get back all together. So I'm going to stream the two matches separately tomorrow, so just be aware of that. We are going to break it up. Ina 2, when you watch this, where am I? This, the ladder match and the tag match, we're all going to be on our own. We're all going to be eating our snacks, having our drinks, and then we'll all reconvene and stream again for the men's Royal Rumble. You know, Phantom, Knock and I are talking about it. It is selling pretty well. I think we are going to. We are pretty sure we're going to the TNA event that's going to be here. We're 99% sure we're going to the TNA pay-per-view here. All right, let's get into the women's Royal Rumble match. Thank you guys for spending your Friday nights. Get your thoughts in on Cody. Get your thoughts in on KO. Get your thoughts in on IShow. Get your thoughts in on Kai. Speed race, no one wants. I don't know what that is. I'm so old. I don't know what that is. This, that. I glitched. I was thinking of two things at once and I glitched. Again, the tag match. I think this is gonna be a real fun one. This is gonna really showcase both tag teams. Ooh, I cannot wait for tomorrow. All right, the women's Royal Rumble match. Let me get over here. This is gonna be a big one. I need your opinions on storylines that are gonna happen during this. Storylines leading into this. Well, I got SmackDown on right down here. So if you want to talk about SmackDown too, go right ahead. And if you got anything else going on, we got some pop culture stuff to talk about later. KO is going to do crazy spot. Just watch. Did you see the spot that's going around on the internet that he did on the Indies with the 2 ladders up and then 2 ladders in between? If they do that spot, I think with the production they have, they're going to be able to do it where he goes through both ladders, or he might even go higher up and do something crazy like you just said. Okay, I'm going to get your comments when we get to this. Let me get to the participants first off. This is who is so far announced. If someone was announced on SmackDown tonight, let me know. We had to take care of some stuff before the stream, so I'm going to rewatch the first 2 hours. But let me know if anyone else other than these women are joining the Royal Rumble. Okay, let's get into our picks right away because the surprises are going to be surprises, and I'll get to your comments because I'm going to get to Mr. All Powers first. Phantom X. Ooh. I know what you're cooking up. Jade Cargill returns. So, are they going to do this in the middle of the Rumble? Maybe Naomi and Bianca are in there. The rumor, of course, is that they want a Rhea versus Bianca match at Mania. How do you fit that in with losing the tag belts? Jade's return, Naomi and Bianca, they got to do something in between there. Can you fit all that in between now and WrestleMania? That's the main question. The other favored big one here is Charlotte Flair. There's one rumor going around that she's going to enter number 1 and go the distance. I don't think so, not off of Bayley's big Royal Rumble victory last year. She went, 63 minutes, I think, and won it. So I don't think Charlotte Flair is going to go the distance. I don't think she's going to win either. I think Triple H is too smart. I think if Charlotte Flair goes to WrestleMania to fight Tiffany Stratton, which I'm fine with that match personally, I think she does it at the Chamber. So for me, my pick, it's not going to be Bayley too, because she's got multiple storylines going on. I personally was going to pick Io Sky to win, but I think Io versus Bayley is going to be a match at WrestleMania. Oh, who do I think is... This is really tough. I don't know. Charlotte as Iron Woman is a choice, but... Oh, man. Oh, God. He put his name out there. If he says his name 2 more times, he's going to show up in the Rumble tomorrow. For a winner, you know what? I'll just put it out there. I'll say my pick is going to be Bianca Belair winning the Royal Rumble, and they'll figure out the storyline with Jade and Naomi and everything like that, and get her into a decent feud with Rhea Ripley. Whether she takes the title off Rhea is another thing, but if that is the match, I think that's going to be the kickoff of night 1 of WrestleMania. Random question, and I like it. Are you going to read Godzilla vs. X-Men? Wait a minute. Godzilla's fighting the X-Men now? I do have Godzilla vs. Spider-Man on deck. I have that queued up to read this weekend, so we'll see. I did not know that was happening. Thank you for letting me know. Is it a big Marvel crossover that Godzilla's fighting everyone? It makes sense. Godzilla versus the X-Men. Godzilla also just fought the Justice League, am I correct? Like, Godzilla's fighting everyone. And Spider-Man's also fighting Predator. Spider-Man versus Godzilla, Spider-Man versus Predator, X-Men versus Godzilla. We'll get them all in there. All right, let me know your picks. Let me know your picks and who you think is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble match. I don't think it's going to go to Nia. I don't. The thing about someone winning the Rumble, it's twofold, right? One is putting someone over, like a younger talent, and getting them to shine. The other one is being a draw at WrestleMania. So who's going to be a draw against Rhea Ripley or Tiffany Stratton? Obviously, Charlotte Flair is a draw against either one of them. Obviously, Bianca Belair is a draw. And the other option is I don't like when people come back and win the Royal Rumble. Hi, Cena. I like when people who've been around and put the work in most of the year come back. So I was gonna say Asuka, but I don't think Asuka is gonna be in the Rumble this year. Just whatever. Lyra should be the Iron Woman. I'll take that. Lyra shouldn't win, in my opinion, but I'll take that as her as the Iron Woman. It's cement her being the champ, the workhorse champ. Yes, love it. That'd be really cool if Io won. To be honest, Bayley has other feuds out there. I would 100% take Io Sky taking the Rumble win. Uh-oh. Yes, there we go. I saw that. That is very disturbing. She released something today saying WWE and TKO are helping her out. That is very messed up. I hate that that's even something that's going on. It's so gross. It's so gross. If you don't know someone, don't try to know someone like that online. It's so disgusting. All right. Well, get your thoughts in on this. Let's talk the surprises because we got a chat in here already that we just got to get to. AJ Lee. One of the big rumored surprises is going to be AJ Lee. AJ Lee has been a rumored surprise for like 10 years, especially now that Punk's back. Punk just stated that AJ Lee's going to be at home watching Larry. AJ Lee would get such a huge pop if she came back. And this would be such a fun little thing to do here is if you could get AJ into some beef with Becky and then have a Mania match between Seth and Becky and AJ Lee and CM Punk. But I don't know if there's enough time in there for that. But AJ Lee would be a huge, huge, huge return. I think that's like the biggest return if you're going to be a WWE fan looking for someone to return. No, not real fans. Jordan Grace, I think, is going to be in there for sure. She'd be a great Iron Woman. That'd be a hell of a debut, right? That's almost like the debut that they probably wanted for Jade. But, you know, if TK would have gave her some matches other than squash matches on Rampage, she would have been. But that's a good point right there, Mr. All Power. See? Right there. Right. Where am I? Where am I? There I am. Right there. That would have been it. TK, man, fumbling so much. Guy must take forever to go to the bathroom. Fumbles so much. This is a good lineup of people that I think could return. Alexa Bliss put out something that stated she was in the area of the Rumble. Smart. Everyone does that, right? Ryback does it every other week. But the big ones that people are talking about are Bliss, AJ Lee, Becky Lynch, Jordan Grace. I have Tatum Paxley up there, and I think some other NXT people could show up as well. We see Cora Jade in TNA. I don't know if she'll be in the Rumble too. I don't know if, well, you know what? Roxanne Perez is a good choice to be a surprise in the Rumble, given her her beef with Bayley right now. Man, there you go. Masha Slamovich versus Cora Jade on TNA. There is another thing. Jordan Grace came in as the Knockouts champion. Masha could come in and do the same thing this year. You want to see something funny? I think we have a short on our channel. Masha Slamovich versus Jacob Fatu. That was really fun to watch live. The Iconics are returning to the Indies, but maybe could return to WWE. That'd be cool. I'd love that. Would you have them both come out during the Rumble? I don't know. R-Truth and Damian Priest on TV. God, I love it. Roxanne should get called up already. I'm pretty sure this is going to be her call-up. The Rumble or whatever feud she's starting with Bayley, I think this is her call-up. And then I think her working with Julia is twofold. One, they get to work together because I think they're fans of each other. And two, Bayley gets to integrate her into how they do things, main eventer to main eventer. So that's cool. Mickey James is doing WWE Boot Camp show. See, I gotta watch that. Does that start this week or next week? Yeah. He could be a fun return, especially with Nick Aldis there. I want to see Nick Aldis wrestle in WWE. All right. Any other surprises that you can think of for the Rumble? I think anyone from NXT would be okay. So Undertaker's on this week. I really gotta start watching that. I need like fun stuff to watch. We can talk about fun stuff. But Zelina Vega now on SmackDown. I like this that she's out of the LWO. I'm a big fan of her. I think Zelina Vega will be in the Rumble, and I think she will have a good showing. Triple H loves Zelina Vega, especially. Think about this: you have a possibly returning Malachi Black, Aleister Black. Isn't that, good business to make sure that both sides are taken care of? And now Zelina is happy by the time he gets there. I mean, I'm just saying she had a great showing at that Backlash. She's been great. It's just, Queen of the Ring, all these great things. I think now Zelina's going to get maybe not the Iron Woman, but a good showing and maybe a fun spot. But Naomi, she's got to have a good spot. You know that. Nick Aldis should enter the Rumble. We'll just put Pat McAfee again. Yeah. Oh, I got to come back to this. Mr. Upper, remind me to come back to this. It's not a spoiler, and I think they fumbled this if this is what's going to happen. But Pat McAfee. We'll talk about it. Yeah. I was a big fan of Legado. I don't know why they took out Legado from Legado and then put in the werewolf tattoo guys. I like Los Garzas. I think they're great. I just don't think they really fit with Santos that much. They would have been a good one to put it with the LWO and have them kind of like possibly turning heel and then turn heel. But all right. Women's surprises. We got a bunch of them that could happen. I don't know if they really do Alexa Bliss right now, because Alexa Bliss, what's better? Let me know in the comments. Alexa Bliss surprise return in the Royal Rumble, or do you put her in with the Wide Six? You can always put Alexa on Raw, not the Wide Six on SmackDown. So you don't have to force that, and she can just be. But let me know your thoughts. All right, we have the Men's Royal Rumble up next. Do you want to talk about the Men's Royal Rumble? Or you want to talk some pop culture? You let me know real quick. Best pay-per-view of the year tomorrow. Yes, it is. It is so much fun. I fucking love this pay-per-view. I'm so excited. I'm not going to go to sleep tonight. I'm so excited. I'm going to get up. I'm going to eat some breakfast. I'm going to hit the gym, baby. And then I'm going to get a nice big lunch, and then I'm going to get everything set up for the stream tomorrow with Eric and Knock and you all right here. Keep us on in the background while you're watching it. Bring your friends into the chat. Let's have some fun. We're going to play the game again. We're going to draw numbers from this hat and get warmed up right now. And we're going to do the Women's Royal Rumble. We're going to take a break, watch the other two matches all on our own, and then we'll all reconvene right back here for the Men's Rumble. Sydney Sweeney versus Tiffany Stratton versus Sabrina Carpenter. Mr. All Power, are you typing with one hand again? I don't. It's Hall of Fame worthy, I'll say that. All right. Draw numbers with us tomorrow. Oh, I cannot wait. We'll start a little earlier so we can all draw numbers together, and we can all just kind of hang out and talk. So we're going to just have fun. Elizabeth, welcome. Get your thoughts in on the women's and the men's Royal Rumble matches and the surprises that are in store for us. All right, if anyone else wants to talk about the women's Royal Rumble match, go right ahead. I'm going to talk a little bit about pop culture stuff. We're going to take a tiny, tiny detour here for about 5 minutes, and then we're talking about the men's Royal Rumble, and then we're going to get a good night's sleep. Cool. And then we're going to watch the Royal Rumble together. I love this pay-per-view so damn much. All right, let's get into some pop culture stuff really, really quick. Matthew Lillard is returning for Scream 7. Everyone is returning for Scream 7. If you were background in a Scream movie, you are coming back for Scream 7. I don't know what is going on with this movie. I don't know if it's going to be a bunch of flashbacks or if it's going to be... I don't know what's going on with this movie, but everyone's coming back for this movie. Oh, get ready to draw numbers, Mr. All Power. Oh, thanks for that. Hey, don't worry about everything. We're just talking. We're just hanging out. It's Friday night. Having a good time. Hey, if you guys want to talk about anything, please, 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 just let me know. Scream is still going on. Yeah, it's still going on. I love it, but what's your reaction when the big match? We were having a good time. All right, did you watch Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man? I did. I didn't mind it. I know a lot of people have issues with it, but I didn't mind it. I kind of liked it. I have a problem with it. My problem with this is nothing really happens. It's 2 episodes that lead up to the end, where apparently Norman Osborn just says the last thing at every episode. It's fun. I like the animation style. I like the music. I like the different characters from the universe. I know some people think it's like whatever, but these characters are in the universe. 2 of the main girls are superheroes in the comics. So, and this is a multiverse story. This is part of the multiverse. So, let me know your thoughts on Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. The first 2 episodes are up now on Disney Plus, and yeah, they'll be coming out weekly until Valentine's Day, when Captain America: Brave New World comes out. Thank you. Nothing happens. Each episode, it's like, I don't know. It's fine. Watch it. Let us know tomorrow what you thought of it. I liked it. It's good. It's not bad. It's just like, I'm sorry. You just can't touch the 90s Spider-Man and X-Men and Batman. Oh, and so much from the 90s. I love the 90s so much. But I'm old. All right. Again, if you didn't watch the episode, watch it. Knock and I shot the shit for about 50 minutes, and we talked about it. You can talk about football with the guys tomorrow if you want in the chat. Anything you want in the chat tomorrow during our live stream of the Men's Royal Rumble and the Women's Royal Rumble. We're doing both matches live. All right, let's get into the Men's Royal Rumble matchup. I love the Royal Rumble so much. I think I've said it about 90,000 times. That's your new drinking game. And every time Cena's name is mentioned, I roll my eyes, take a drink. All right, Pat McAfee is in the ring. So we're going to talk about him in just a moment here. These are the men announced so far for it, and I put up right above me here. There I am. These are who people think are going to win. These are pretty much the only people think are going to be the winners of the Men's Royal Rumble. There are pretty much no other percentages out there, not even for big returns, except for The Rock, who we'll talk about in the surprises. Who do you think is going to win? You have a lot of stories in here. You got Maven Jey Uso, who typically, if the bloodline wasn't around, this would be the year to push him and have him win. You have Braun Breaker, an up-and-comer, but then again, he's got the IC title, and I don't think he's big enough just yet to be doing a Hogan Warrior match at WrestleMania. LA Knight, he's got to gain his momentum back. He's got it, but he's got to get it back up there to where he's going to get pushed like that. Maybe in a couple of years, he could win the Rumble. Drew McIntyre is on a quest right now to hunt down every member of the bloodline and destroy them. And if he doesn't, he just kind of moves on. Shinsuke, I think, is great as a single villain. I'm glad he's in there. And I love that they made everyone remember that he has won it before. Sammy, this is what I'd love to see. I'd love to see Sammy win it after KO takes the title off of Cody, but I know that's not going to happen. Ray, didn't he say he's going to retire at 50? He's 50 now, and they've hinted already, since they're on Netflix, a Dominic and Ray feud. There's a valet there in a red hat. Whenever he's done parking cars for Logan Paul, probably. Logan Paul will enter this. I cannot see, no matter how much trash talking has been done online or at these events, I cannot see Logan Paul versus Gunther. There's no way, in my mind, they would do Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes, especially when Logan Paul is going to be prepping to fight his brother Jake Paul. A lot of different stuff in there, so Chad Gable's going to be great in the Rumble. He could be the Iron Horse in the Rumble. Carmelo Hayes could be the Iron Horse in the Rumble. He needs a really good push in some way, shape, or form. I think this could be it. This also could be it for Andrade if he enters. Pat Penta, I think, is just going to get a good showing. He's hot. He's selling huge merch. He's doing great pictures. He's in posters around Indianapolis right now with, main stars. The main stars of these pictures right here, CM Punk and Bianca Belair and so forth. But that's it. Roman Reigns. I cannot see Roman Reigns versus Cody 3. Cannot see it. Cannot see that. So with that being said, with these picks, and if anyone was announced on SmackDown tonight, please throw it in the chat and let me know. With these picks, who do you have winning? Candice LeRae coming out by herself. I like it. All right, my pick personally, I think is I'm gonna go with the Randy Orton surprise. That's gonna be my pick. I think it's gonna be Randy Orton as a surprise. If Cody still has the belt, it's got to be Randy. I can't see Cody facing anyone else. I can't see anyone else facing Cody. A little off topic, but Logan Paul versus Mike Tyson was the worst fight ever. It's right up there with those 90s. Not everything was great in the 90s. Those celebrity boxing matches on Fox. I think Screech from Saved by the Bell was in one. Kato Kalin from the OJ trial. Yeah, this is right there. The hype was cool around LA here, though. I got to say that. It had these cool posters and billboards up around LA, especially the Sunset Strip. But anyways, off topic, but I love it. Let's get into some surprises. Get your picks in for the winners. I want to see who you guys think is going to win. We do have polls up on our YouTube page, too, for the men, the women, and then biggest surprise returns. We talked about the women's surprise returns. Let's talk about the men's surprises in the Rumble. Look, Joe Hendry, we all believe in. Joe Hendry will most likely be in this Royal Rumble. It's almost a given. The Rock coming back. He was just teased in a new Netflix spot that came out today. As it counts down, in some countries, you can watch the Rumble on Netflix. In a new countdown, he is the final number. The final boss is the final number in the countdown. So if you want to look it up, that's the tease for The Rock in the Rumble that came out today. We don't know if The Rock is in the Rumble. So the thing is, they could just be using The Rock just to kind of sell it. They have the right to. It's characters from a show, right? So I'm not mad at that. I think he should be, to finish this bloodline thing, he could cost Roman the spot. They could finally do Rock versus Roman this year. Have that huge marquee matchup. And you know what that does? Now that the Bloodline Wolfpack is on their own, it gives the big, huge cousin versus cousin matchup we've been waiting for, that was teased on Young Rock. And the Bloodline stuff can end. I don't mean it. I want it to end because I don't like the Bloodline stuff. I think it's great storytelling, and it's what the NWO wished it had done. But again, it's taking up so many spots, so many main event spots, so many Rumble wins, so many everything that could be going to other people. I like what Triple H is doing. It's not just certain champions. He's mixing storylines up on pay-per-views or PLEs. But I'm just saying the Bloodline is taking up a lot of people's time and a lot of spots. Wrestlers aren't getting any younger. So, again, we need some more women main eventing WrestleMania. Also, let's talk about Brock Lesnar. CM Punk said in his interview, the one, I think, where he buried Hogan up in the stands on Netflix, where he said he was going to do this, he's going to do that, he was going to call in favors. Now, that's the key point. He says he's going to call in favors. He said Paul Heyman owes him a favor before Survivor Series when he teamed with Roman. That favor could be him calling in Brock Lesnar to the Royal Rumble to either help him out or take care of Roman. Now, that could either do two things: set up a Brock-Roman Mania match, which I don't need, again, I don't think any of us do, or it can set up CM Punk versus Roman Reigns if it's revealed that Brock is a one-off hitman and Roman Reigns called that in. Because if The Rock isn't going to do WrestleMania, that's another marquee match. Wardlow, I put him up here because I do believe, in my humble opinion, Wardlow has been suspiciously silent. You haven't heard him complain. You haven't heard him backstage. You haven't heard this or that about whatever in AEW. he's been suspiciously silent and absent from AEW television. I do believe Wardlow is going to make his debut at the Royal Rumble, but I do think he should go to NXT. I think he should enter the Rumble, take a couple weeks off, and then show up at the next NXT pay-per-view in 2 weeks. That's my thoughts, but I do believe Wardlow's showing up. From what I've seen, there are hints. But again, everyone puts these hints out there. Hi, Ryback. Almost. I do believe Almost is coming back. He wrapped some time up with Wrestling Noah, and I think he cut it short from what the dirt sheets say. But I think that cutting it short means he's coming back and going to be doing something with the Rumble and possibly a program with someone else. And speaking of Almost, his old tag team partner, AJ Styles, could be a nice surprise too, because they want him back, just because they want him back. Who knows if he's going to be back. But those are who I think are going to be surprises for the Rumble. But I got to get to one of your comments, because one of your comments has what I think is going to be a storyline going into the Rumble, and I think a botched storyline already. Where is your comment about Pat McAfee, who we just saw on TV? They just purposely put Pat McAfee on SmackDown tonight. Where is it? If someone... there's a Pat McAfee comment in here somewhere. And I said I was going to come back to it. There it is. Mr. Allpower, but we'll just get Pat McAfee again. Pat McAfee entering the Rumble. Think about this. Him entering the Rumble could be part of the Corey Graves storyline. Now, when this happened of him being upset about going to NXT and be the third man on commentating NXT, I thought to myself, work, right? It's a great Rihanna song. But also what Corey Graves is doing right now. Corey Graves, and this is where I think they botched it, came back the week after, did NXT. This week, he did NXT. And he put out a statement saying he was happy to be there and there's nowhere else he'd rather be. I think they botched it because they could have done some more hinting and stuff. And maybe I fast forwarded a little too much sometimes on NXT because I got to get to sleep. I'm an old man. Let me know in the comments if he made any other comments on NXT about being there. If not, I guess it doesn't matter if they just do this spot. But this could be the open window for them to get Corey Graves back in the ring, because in 2022, you can look this up. We put a short out too, and I have some of the clippings on it from TMZ, Bleacher Report, and there's a couple other sites too that talked about this. In 2022, Corey Graves said he was cleared to return to the ring. Last year's Rumble too, if you watched with us, I kept saying one of these entries, it's got to be Corey Graves. It's got to be Corey Graves, and it wasn't. So a lot of us forgot about that. But I think Pat McAfee being on TV tonight on SmackDown and being in the Rumble is a sign that Corey Graves is going to enter and take out his frustrations on Pat McAfee. Again, storytelling. So much storytelling going on in this Rumble. Look at that. Any other surprises that you can think of for this men's Royal Rumble match? I don't think we're going to see too many people that people think that we're going to think we're going to see. Did that come out weird? Probably. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is we're not going to see Ricky Starks. We're not going to see Malachi Black. We're not going to see Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Did I just say doctor if I'm also saying DMD? We're not going to see, we could see Miro. I don't know. But I think a lot of these AEW talents that people want to see come over have time left on their contracts. But again, I have Wardlow up here for a reason. I firmly believe from what I've seen, he's going to be at this Rumble. I could be 100% wrong, but I don't think he's with AEW anymore. That's all I'm getting at. I don't know who else would really appear other than Joe Hendry, maybe Nick Nemeth. You could possibly see Moose. A lot of people think the Hardy Boys. I'm going to put the kibosh on that real quick. You might see a Jeff Hardy return. I don't know. But I think they want the return to be reminiscent of the WrestleMania where the New Day hosted, and we all thought the New Day were going to add themselves into the mix of the tag match, and it turned out to be the Hardys. Because when they come back to WWE, in my opinion, I think it's going to be their last run with WWE, and it might be a retirement year, just like Cena is having. Oh my God. So after today, we only have 11 more months of John Cena. Yeah, so that's my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know who you think is going to be surprised in the Men's Royal Rumble, and let me know your thoughts on who you think is going to win the Men's Royal Rumble, because this, again, sets up main events, either for Gunther or for Cody Rhodes. So many storylines. This is probably the most unpredictable Royal Rumble. But, man, I think Randy Orton coming back and taking this and then facing Cody, that could be a big deal. Could you imagine if Kevin Owens loses to Cody and just like makes a phone call and say, hey, I need you in here or whatever? I don't know. Either way, I'd love to see a nice heel Randy Orton going after Cody Rhodes. You have your legacy showdown. You have Randy Orton in one big final main event of WrestleMania. That's a huge name. That is a huge name, especially in this industry. So it's not like you're just kind of throwing someone out there. But that's my pick to win the Men's Royal Rumble. Randy Orton. All right. Who do you have winning, and why is it Randy Orton? If John Cena wins this Royal Rumble, I am going to lose my shit. I am going to freak out if John Cena wins this. I cannot stand that. I'm just going to say this right now. Personally, I don't think he's going to win the Royal Rumble, not because I don't like him, but he's advertised heavily, and he was the only person advertised at first for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view up Norte. So I think he's going to win it there. He's going to get his championship match at WrestleMania through the Elimination Chamber. Whether it's Gunther or Gunther loses the title, I don't know. But that's going to be where John Cena wins it. I think that's where, if Charlotte goes to WrestleMania for a title, that's where I think she should win it. But yeah, got to keep in mind on the advertising. And John Cena already announced himself for the Elimination Chamber in his opening on Netflix. So, man, a lot of stories going into this Royal Rumble. A lot of stuff going on here. A lot of surprises that could happen. Jordan Grace is a given, though. It's reported that she already signed, so I'm excited for her. But again, Masha Slamovich could show up in there. I don't think Ash by Elegance is going to show up. I don't know if... yeah, I think we're good. You like good upsets? You like good underdog stories? Who do you see being a good upset and underdog story right now? I love underdog stories when done right. I don't like underdog stories when they're like, I've been in the business for this long. Maybe you sucked. I don't know. You did a job and you didn't get a promotion. You've been in this work job for how long and you didn't get a promotion? If you yelled that out, it would just be like, well, you suck at your job. I'm ranting. Sorry, but I agree. Wardlow isn't on socials, or else someone should have interviewed him on what happened when he was friends with Britt Baker and they're both off TV. You can find Wardlow online if you look. Are you ready, sleuthers? Where in the world is Wardlow San Diego? You can find him. You don't need encyclopedia like the NES game either. You can find him, and you can find the clues that point to Indianapolis at the Royal Rumble. Almost did great and got booked like a top guy in Japan. He did. I think that's a good thing. Good point to bring up there, Mr. Allpower. He did. Even MVP said if you can't book almost right, you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, you have to. I think it's a good thing because maybe some of us who grew up like American style are like, all right, well, if you can't do promos this certain way, how do I book them? Or if you can't move this way, but yeah, his stuff in New Japan, good run. LA Knight dropping an elbow on Jacob Fatu. Man. Jacob Fatu is going to be huge. I think after this Bloodline stuff is done and he goes on a solo career. Ooh. Oh, just so you guys know, I'm working on new intros for the Friday night show because I'm going to reformat this whole Friday night show and we're just going to have more fun doing whatever, talking wrestling and pop culture, just having fun. And segments. I want segments on the show too on Friday night. So if you have any idea for segments, for weekly segments, they think we could do every week, let me know. Leave comments because I'm open. Can have a lot of fun with this. And I have like 70% of our new West Coast pop intro done. It's very nice. Nate, I dare you to drop them. Let me see if I didn't talk about them already, Nate. Go right ahead, though. Go right ahead with your Scream announcements. Please, please, please. You might know something I don't. Oh, Mr. All Power. It is smooth. Let me just say, it's got a little Shaka Khan to it. Oh, I can't wait for you guys to see it. Ooh, weekly superstar meter. I like that. I got to find a meter thing then online. No, I didn't just two. I'm doing the meter thing. Now you can find a meter. Stu, Roman, and Skeet. Nate, I saved this. I saved this because I didn't want to say it. I wanted to wait for you to be here. They're not the only ones coming back. I don't want to say who in case someone hasn't seen some of these Scream movies. The ink isn't dry on one of their contracts, and another one is being talked to right now. But I'll let you know, Nate. Word on these Hollywood streets. Someone from Part 4 is coming back as well. Oh, let me just bring this up really quick. I think what they're doing, Nate, it might be showing in flashback form, possibly, what happened to Sid's mother. I don't know. Or maybe they're all up in arms, too, about... I can't remember his name now. Community. Joel taking the spot. Yes. Nate. Jill. And there's someone else rumored to be coming back. That person is having a TV show end this year. I want to connect those dots. They're being talked to right now. Someone I know is in the mix talking to them. And I'm pretty excited because with these announcements, I think that's what's going to happen is flashback stuff. Oh, there you go. Look at that. That's right. Soraya Page, September. I do believe her contract is up in September, Mr. All Power. What do you think about that? They have different doctors. Some of their doctors seem to be more strict in WWE, but who knows? Dempsey, those talks fell through from what I've heard. From what I've heard, he was talked to about it. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was scheduling or what. That's why we have Joel McHale coming in as a replacement. It sucks because it was said by the writers of the last two Scream movies that that's who they picture Sid with. But you know what? Ultimately, there's no romantic stuff in there for Sid and Dempsey in Part 3. So I'm fine. Scream 7. It's going to be, I don't know what it's going to be. They're filming already and they're still hiring people. I don't know. But Kevin Williamson is in charge of it. I'm a huge fan of this franchise. And I'm a huge fan of the Royal Rumble. I'm so excited for this pay-per-view. If you have any ideas on what's going to happen during this pay-per-view, please, 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 please feel free to just chime in. And again, tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Mountain, 5 Central, 6 Eastern. I think I got it. You can join Eric, Knock, and myself. We're going to watch the Women's Royal Rumble live with you right here. We're going to draw numbers from this hat, and we're going to play all the games, the drinking game, the drawing game, and with the eliminations and everything else. We're just going to hang out. And then we're going to take a nice break during the other 2 events. And then we're going to come back and stream the Men's Royal Rumble live with you and do it all over again. The choosing of the numbers, the picking, the drinking, all that good stuff. So we're going to have some fun. Even if Stu's a flashback, this would be great to see Stu. Did you see the thing that he did online? He posted on Instagram, and he's done this kind of differently, but during the last 2 promotions for the Scream movies. So this could be a tease as well for how he's coming back. But he wrote it. Oh, I forgot to put the slide in. Okay. Let me see. I can't bring it up. Maybe Stu is the ghost face in 3. That could be. If you look in the last part, was it where they looked at YouTube things and it said something about Kirby? Was it the 2 screams ago? If you look at the very bottom one, there was in the YouTube scene, there was a clip that you could click on about Matthew Lillard's character not dying. Is Stu really dead, or did Stu survive? It says in the bottom there. Oh, shoot, I should have put that in the slides. So much going on. So much going on this week because it's Rumble Week and it kicks off WrestleMania. Oh, man. Anyone going to see Cap 4? Knock and I are talking about it. We might go on the 16th. Let us know if you're going to go as well. Damian Priest versus Jacob Fatu. That's going to be a hell of a match. All right, that is it. That is the stream. This is the lineup for tomorrow. Get your comments in on who you think is going to win, who you think is going to be a surprise, and what you want to see in the Royal Rumble tomorrow. There are only 2 matches and 2 streamers doing something in between those 2 matches, which is great because it gives these Rumble matches time to breathe and they're not rushed in there. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, join us tomorrow. We're going to have a good time. The 3 of us back together, hanging out, just having fun with you, talking about whatever and getting excited as each participant enters the Royal Rumble matchup. So that is it. That is the stream for tonight. Thank you for spending your time with myself live from Hollywood. My name is Zach, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow, Mr. All Power. And the set. I think the set's going to be very minimalistic, but that's fine. I'm okay with the minimalistic set for the Rumble because it's all about the entrances. It's all about the pops. It's all about the picks and whose team you decide to be on. If you want to flop, you want to be on Hollywood Knox team. If you want to be on the only team that matters. Daddy dig it, because I've wine and dine and it's getting late, though I need to go to bed. Just kidding. I'm going to stay up and watch something. So if you have any ideas of what I should watch, I got another minute left in me. Let me know what I should watch out there. I wanted to watch the Saturday Night Live movie, but I can't watch it on Netflix with ads. Of course, we talked about Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. That's out there. As SmackDown comes to a close here, a couple minutes left. But that is it. That is the stream. My name is Zach for West Coast Podcast. Join us tomorrow live for the Royal Rumble stream. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone.